with Kiefer, you see it with Wally, examples of it. There's times when they look like, man, this guy's going to be, you know, he's ready, move him up, and really next game you go, well, what happened? And that's when you know they're not quite there yet.
A little bit in that vein, like last night's game was almost a microcosm of the season, where you had some really long sustained moments at the end of the game of what you would consider your system and the way you play, and then before that not. Is that part and parcel because of so many young players trying to find their game at the NHL level?
No. Last night I wouldn't say that was a typical game. What you probably saw, and what I'm trying to put into perspective, is you had a very good team on the other side that had lost 2 games, and they were not happy. Their top players played at the A level. Someone asked me, I think yesterday, and I can't remember, one of you guys asked me, were they unforced or forced errors? And as you watch the game, they were on top of us all night. They were coming at us with speed, and when we did have the puck, there wasn't a lot of time. When we did have the puck and we're heading up the ice, there was a lot of back pressure. So a little bit on the Colorado, and then when we did get it, we did turn it over a few times where there was no one around us, and we just sort of didn't execute. So, but we ran into a buzzsaw in the team that brought their A game. We didn't have our A game, and they didn't allow us to have our A game. And as I said, a little disappointed. We had a real big penalty kill, and I think it was Aho penalty, and he gets out of the box, and the puck comes right to them. That's more the microcosm of our season, where we do something good, and then the next thing, puck, instead of going out of the zone, it goes to them, and bang, it's in the net. After a emotional kill, and then the next shift, we turn it over in the neutral zone, and it was Wally, and they come down and score, and all of a sudden we went from being excited and getting a big kill in a 1-1 game to being 3-1 within seconds, and then it's snowballed from there, which unfortunately is happened a few times. But this group fought back and got to a point where, you know, we had a chance to get back and get a point, which we wouldn't have deserved. That was a Varley game. He kept us in, you know, from being really embarrassed. But the group is a proud group. I mean, they are, and they're good people. And I hate to see, you know, our guys that have been around a long time who care so much. You know, they want to do. We want to do better, but it's been a very good, mentally sort of crushing year so far. And this group has ground really hard for 2 years. A little more than that, actually, since I got here. I've demanded a lot, and they've changed, you know, the way they've played and that. And then this year it's come very difficult. And as I actually was talking with John Cooper the other day, and he says, you know, it reminds me of when Tampa went to, he was saying his team went to the conference finals twice, and next year they didn't make the playoffs. And he says, you know, no matter which way they turned, it just seemed to blow up in the face. We've had a lot of that, and there's no excuses. It's happened, and it hasn't been a great season for us. But I can assure you that the guys in that room care a lot. They care about the crest. They care about each other. They care about the fans. They care about everything. And you know, last night wasn't one of our best efforts. I'm sure they're going to respond like they always do. They seem to have that ability to dig in for each other. And we've got a lot of games, so there's going to be some games we might hit a wall. And I'm just going to. We've got, I think, 29 games in 49 days now. And that's a lot of hockey. It's a lot of times to mentally, and I try to put it into perspective for all you've got a test. And you get wound up for that test, and you study for that test, and you get jacked up. Well, we got 29 of them coming up in 49 days. Emotionally, that's hard, especially if it's not going your way. So I give a lot of credit to the resilience of the group, and the resilience was on display after we, we dug our hole to 5-1, we actually, there was no give up, there was actually the opposite. They had a little FU in their game, I want to say that, can't complete the word, but they had that, which if they didn't have that, then I would have been disappointed.